my name is Sarah and I love to talk about movies. And today we're going to talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie. So spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the movie and you think that I will spoil it for you, I'm going to be talking about everything in this video because I need to share. So the movie starts out with Bowser attacking an ice kingdom and winning, setting his sights on the Mushroom Kingdom, which is Peach's domain. Princess Peach is the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. Then we get to see Mario and Luigi going about their normal routine. They've just paid for a television advertisement, a commercial, for their business as plumbers in the city of Brooklyn. Immediately, you see them getting joked for it. They do get a call that day for a job that goes comedically awry. They go home and you get to see their family at home and their dynamic together, which was fun and cute. And then there's some kind of situation in the city where it's totally flooded and they decide to go down there and fix the problem to prove that they're, competent plumbers and maybe they'll get some business from it. And they end up getting pulled into one of the pipes that is transportation to different kingdoms. One of them is the human world and another kingdom is like the Mushroom Kingdom, the Ice Kingdom, and Bowser's Kingdom. Luigi and Mario are separated, and Luigi ends up in Bowser's Kingdom, and Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom, where he meets Toad. Toad is one of my favorite characters. I mean, he was always fun to play in the game. He didn't have as many features as Mario and Luigi, but still fun to play, and such a cute character. And I love that in the movie here, we get to see all of these little details, namely the little color things with their little puffy outfits and stuff. I love that. That was such a cute little detail. Them all wearing different colors. I was like, I wonder if they mean anything. I don't think so. I think they just pick out a color that they like. But him slapping Mario to prove that he's not in a dream and his whole way of walking through the world is hilarious. And I love that about his character. He takes Mario to meet Princess Peach because he's not supposed to be there. He's a human. He meets the princess. He's really impressed by her. Princess Peach decides to create an alliance with Kong, the ruler in his kingdom, in order to defeat Bowser. Princess Peach has an army of toads. They're not prepared at all. Mario ends up joining Peach on her journey to travel to Kong's kingdom, where they meet the king. In order for the king to agree to let her use his army, Mario ends up fighting Donkey Kong in order to win the bet to get access to the army. So Mario ends up winning, and off they go to sneak into Bowser's kingdom and defeat him somehow. They get caught, and Princess Peach ends up going back to the Mushroom Kingdom to warn her people to evacuate the kingdom, and Bowser shows up again, and it turns out that Bowser is in love with Princess Peach, and in a very clear way, he's like, either you marry me or I will destroy your kingdom, and she agrees to marry him. Mario and Donkey Kong end up getting into it and finding a way back to Bowser's kingdom and attempting a rescue. And during that rescue attempt, everybody gets sucked back into the human world. Even as I'm saying this, it sounds incredibly complicated. But it's not. It's basically a classic adventure story. Luigi is miserable because he's been captured by Bowser and he's just in the dungeon. And yes, weird things are happening in the dungeon, but essentially that's all that's happening there. Whereas Mario's going on a whole journey with Peach, clearly falling in love with her because Princess Peach is amazing. There's like the final confrontation in the human world. Mario and Luigi redeem themselves in the eyes of their family by being badasses. They kick Bowser's butt, they shrink him down, and then they put him in a glass jar just for good measure. I was really wondering if Toad was going to shake that jar. So the very, very end kind of implies, because there's one of the Yoshi eggs in the sewer in Brooklyn, in the human world, that there's going to be another part to the story. But ultimately, Mario and Luigi decide to stay in the Mushroom Kingdom and, you know, be heroes there. That is how the very, very end is that creepy, nihilistic star at the very end talking about, you know, the end of all things and how about a jazz solo. And that's the end of the movie. Okay, so we all know that oh my god, this is just, it's so much because there are references from the TV series, and I used to watch that as a kid, and I played the video games on Nintendo. So this is a lot of feelings right now. Did I enjoy the movie? Yes. Yes, I did. Could other creative choices have been made? Yes. Yes, they could have made other choices. I love the design. How the human characters look. Kind of reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph a little bit. I loved Luigi's beef with that dog. That was funny. So many thoughts. Let's just get right into the voice actors that they chose for this movie. Jack Black as Bowser. He brought a lot of personality to the character. Him singing them the Peach song. Sure. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. No. Anya Taylor-Joy has a smooth, young sounding, scrubbed clean kind of a voice. Like Camilla Belle. Sometimes while I was watching Princess Peach make a facial expression, it was much more intense than the intensity with which the words were coming out. So I would say there could have made another choice. Charlie Day as Luigi, sure. Luigi gets a lot of flack because he's Luigi. I feel quite neutral about it. Chris Pratt as Mario. That was spot on. It was spot on in terms of voice quality and voice acting. Because let me tell you something. Not every actor who acts for film and television is a great voice actor. Okay, those are two very different skills. Princess Peach is a great example. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good match, especially because Donkey Kong is so like energetic. I was kind of expecting something a bit like gruffer and tougher for Donkey Kong. With Seth Rogen's voice, he comes across as much more immature and young, and that matches with his character actions and behaviors. So it was a pretty good match. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, excellent choice. I have no complaints about that at all. And because I had to find this out, because it was so striking. When Bowser attacks the Ice Kingdom, the little penguin looking guy, the king, I had to find out whose voice that was. Because that was an excellent, surprising, weird, strange, memorable choice to make. That voice actor's name is Carrie Payton. That was such a great choice. This is what I mean by the voice providing character details, especially in that situation where they really thought they were killing it, throwing them snowballs. They really thought they had done something. The use of music and the soundtrack was very well done. The way that they integrated the soundtrack from the game, the way that they use music design in certain scenes, like that fight scene between Bowser's Kingdom, which it wasn't really a fight, but you know what I mean, and the Ice Kingdom. Also, the blue Toad with the glasses, he was like the only one wearing these like half glasses when he was talking to Princess Peach. Also, excellent choice. Because although his face is smooth like a baby, he sounds like a 70-year-old man. And that was so great to me. And he stood out because it's a bunch of them in there, you know, asking her a bunch of different questions. So him kind of standing out with the glasses and the voice and everything was really helpful to me to figure out, okay, like who is a person of significance in this room besides Princess Peach, you know, who stands out for very obvious reasons. I think Princess Peach is a human who wandered into one of them pipes somewhere. I think she is. But, you know, you grow up, you're being raised by toads, you're going to be a little different. I love that. Stuff like that, all those little details that could have come from nothing. it is a wonder how Princess Peach ended up in the Mushroom Kingdom and how she ended up being their princess. So there are these like small moments like that where she says, I was raised by the toads, and you see her in the flashback coming out as a little baby, that create these really unique moments of character development. The fact that instead of her just being like, I don't know, I make shoes, you know, she's raised to lead and raised to protect the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. And that's like her driving force for everything. She really does put them first and think of them more than she considers herself, which it was just very clean cut. I really liked it. I would recommend it. Some good life lessons in there too, because they have to squeeze it in. It really reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph, where you're not expecting for characters to really hit a challenge or respond to something in a way that feels authentic to that character, but also is like, ooh, that's kind of real. But they do a couple times in the movie. Mario and Luigi's relationship is so pure and sweet. Highly recommend it. I would give it a 4 out of 5 because there were some moments where I was like, now come on now. Things that could have been developed that weren't. Things that I thought got too much airtime that kind of pulled the focus away from the story, because there's a lot going on. You know, the perspective moves from Bowser to Princess Peach to Mario to Luigi, you know, throughout the whole movie. But we don't really get a whole lot of character development from Luigi and from Mario. We know how they feel about each other. We know that they want to be respected. You know, not a whole lot beyond that. I guess that they're assuming that we already have like a basic information because this is a reboot of a very well-known franchise. But learning stuff about Princess Peach, for example, about her as a kid, you know, toddling into the Mushroom Kingdom and them teaching her how to fight and all these things. Interesting, and it, you know, adds a bit more to that character. When Donkey Kong and Mario landed in Bowser's Kingdom and he manages to start to pull the wheel backwards so that it would raise the prisoners away from the lava, I knew that star was gonna say boo. When the chain stopped going down and it started to go back up, I knew that star was gonna be lying on his back saying boo. Because when he was going down, he kept saying wee. And I was thinking, he must be so disappointed. Because that freaking star is a main character in this movie. He don't do nothing. He was heckling the other prisoners while they were in jail, freaking everybody out. That's his only role in the movie, but it's so iconic now. I don't know what the story would be like without him. Highly recommended. Please let me know what you thought. Totally different from the show. Pulls a lot of details from more of the games, I think, than anything else. The Mario Kart and the Nintendo games. So you guys let me know what you think. Thank you guys for spending your time here with me, and I'll see you all next time.